James Holt back with another video. Today we're going to talk about niche dropshipping stores versus general dropshipping stores. Unlike other comparisons I've done in the past, I'm not going to give the advantages to both because there's only one type of store that I have created myself and that I recommend you do, and that is niche dropshipping stores. What this means is you're creating a store that is targeted at a certain type of person. Maybe it's someone who likes dogs, someone who likes skating, likes golf, whatever. You've got a clearly defined audience that you're wanting to sell your various products to. In contrast, a general dropshipping store is essentially you're trying to create an Amazon, an eBay, one of these massive stores that sells everything, and you're just going to do that on a smaller scale. The reasons I do niche dropshipping stores rather than general stores are right here. One of the main ones is the fact that you can build a brand, you get a customer list. That's really important. So if you build a brand, you become established, people know you, people know your logo, there's recognition, there's trust. You can do cool things with influencers once you become recognizable in your niche or in your industry. Building a customer list is also very important. This means, on the one hand, an email list, but also it can just be data points that you can then export into Facebook to help create custom lookalike audiences, which is actually the next point. If we stick to the email list point first, if you've got a general store, having an email list becomes fairly complicated if you're trying to upsell, because you have to keep track of who bought what and then upsell them or create new offers and only send it to the people who bought related items. Now for me, when I'm running niche dropshipping stores, any new product I release could potentially interest all of my existing customers, all of my email leads, everyone who has ever interacted with my business. That includes people that have just visited once, who are still on my retargeting lists, which is actually another point. Anyone that has ever visited my site is a potential customer of any new product I release, because they're all under this umbrella of whatever niche I'm in. Moving on to the next point, lookalike audiences are so powerful. This is how I run most of my ads once I have 100, couple of hundred, or 1,000 sales on a store. You can export your customer list, throw it into Facebook, and create a lookalike audience that is, according to Facebook, as similar as possible in interest, age, demographics, whatever, to the people who already bought. It's a great way, and they convert at a high rate without costing you as much as cold traffic, or it is cold traffic, but they don't cost as much as people who come to your site via interest targeting. Next point is retargeting, another strategy, another tactic to use on Facebook or AdWords or even YouTube if you're going the video route. You collect data for everyone that has ever visited your store, and once they've visited once, you can then sort of follow them around the web, as creepy as that sounds. But you know how if you visited a site, suddenly you start seeing ads for that site in different places where you never used to see them. That is the power of retargeting at work. Again, if all your products are in the same niche, you can retarget very broadly. It doesn't really matter what product someone viewed. Every other product could also potentially interest them. Same thing with upselling. If you've got thousands of different products or products that are completely unrelated, upselling people becomes a lot harder. And while it is possible, say if you have 5 products in one subcategory, 5 in another, and 5 in another, and the 3 subcategories aren't connected, you could then upsell just within the subcategories, but I don't really see the point of doing that. I don't see the value in having a general store like that. Now, so far all we've covered are tactics, sort of methods, tactics, ways to get sales, and those are all advantages to niche stores. However, the main point is, and this is sort of a bigger thinking, a broader aspect, is the fact that if you focus on one niche only, you get a feel for the niche, you get experience, you get to know the customers, you get to understand how they think, how they tick, you see trends in the industry. All of these things you will not see if you're running a general store selling everything from dog food to golf clubs. If you focus on one thing, you get niche knowledge, and you're then better at selling in this specific niche than newcomers to the industry. And as dropshipping becomes more popular, there will be more newcomers. So you sort of need to create a barrier between yourself and every other newbie who wants to get in on this business. Now, there are of course downsides to niche stores, and people that promote building general stores will be quick to point these out. But I think they're all sort of fake problems and fake downsides that have simple solutions or aren't just aren't problems at all. So the first one is there's fewer products to try, which is true. If you're in a niche, you have by definition a limited number of products compared to a general store. Therefore, your income potential is also smaller. Of course, it also has to do with the audience size. You can't target just anyone. There's only going to be a certain number of people in your countries that you're targeting that are interested in your niche. So far, all is true. Then people will say that a niche store is more likely to fail because if the products you try don't work, the store has essentially failed, you don't have any other options, and you're done. You need to shut down, and that's the end of the road for you. Except that isn't true. Let's just answer that right away, although it's the last point here. If a niche doesn't work for you, if you've tried 4 or 5 products and none of them have sold well, that is not the end of the road. What you then do is you keep your Shopify subscription, and all you have to do is connect a new domain to that store, and then you've got a new domain name. So if your old store was dogs.com, you can't sell in the dog niche. Now you want to do the cat niche, you get the new domain cats.com and you start selling on that site. Of course, you have to get rid of all your products, change the design a bit, etc., etc. But you can still pivot just by changing the domain name. So you're not really that restricted because domains don't cost much. This is not a big barrier to pivoting, as these experts who believe in general stores would make you believe. So let's go back as we skipped over these 2 points. You want to choose niches with a few different product types. So what this means, and the crucial word is categories, not products. So you have to test multiple products to find out what's going to work and what doesn't. And if you're selling a red shirt in your niche and it doesn't work, suddenly selling a blue shirt probably won't make a big difference. You want to have broad, distinctly different products. So let's say you try a shirt, it doesn't sell, you now want to try a hat or an iPhone case or a wristband or whatever. You want to have products that are completely different from each other because that gives you a larger chance of succeeding. And I don't recommend you go into niches where there are very few types of products to sell, because at that point you'll build a store, and if this first idea doesn't work, you're then essentially sitting on a store where you don't have many options, and if the product isn't selling, you're not going to do anything with the store. You essentially have to shut it down and move on to something else. So always make sure you have a few different options of products or product categories that you believe in, that you think could do well. Now, for the smaller income potential, of course that is true because you've got a limited audience size, but if you focus on niches that aren't really, really tiny and too specific, then you'll be fine. Think broad subcultures or interests. There are thousands, millions of people interested in sports, not sports as a category, but individual sports is what I mean. There's thousands of people that are into golf, millions into fishing, football, basketball, whatever. You could even do subcultures. For example, I'm not an expert on any of these subcultures, but take skaters. There's a sort of a skating subculture. Sell items for skaters. That would be a potential niche that could work. So remember to think broad. Make sure that there's enough people in the niche, in this audience that you're targeting, and don't try to go too specific right from the start. You're not trying to niche down so much that there's only 100 people in the world that fit your audience. You're not looking for dog lovers in some specific shithole in Idaho or wherever. So think niche, more niche than Amazon, but not targeting people in bumfuck Idaho who happen to like grey cats. I hope that helps and clears up this issue. I'm not saying general dropshipping stores can't work. There's people far more successful with dropshipping than me who run general stores, and they seem to work for them, but I don't think it's the ideal strategy, and I am not going to start a general store anytime soon, nor do I recommend you do it. That's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we're dropping new videos just like this on dropshipping, on Facebook ads, on making money online in general every single day. So subscribe to see those. Thank you very much, and until next time.